Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I'm your host, Ron Dichter, and today I want to talk about how to get your day started on the right foot. And this is really more of, we'll call it Ron's PSA and kind of how I live my life. So if you are a motivated person or you just have a lot you want to get done in a day, I feel like there are optimal times in which people can do stuff. And I know that there's this whole saying that you're either an early person or a late person, or a morning person or a night owl. And to be perfectly honest, I don't believe that. I think you are what you train your body to do. And some people may be better at night and some people may be better in the morning, but you aren't born that way. You're trained that way. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some psychological saying, but you know what? This is my podcast and I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. And today I want to talk about the morning, because I believe that the morning is the most opportune time in the day to do two things. Number one is to exercise. And for anyone that says, I don't work out, you're a fool. You have to do some sort of exercise. And for anyone who says, I can't work out in the morning, get that out of your head. I personally believe that the reason that, I've been successful, because there's a lot of people way smarter than me, better ideas, better at execution, better at everything, frankly. But the one thing that I have taught myself is that in order for me to accomplish what I want to accomplish, there are two things that I have to do. Number one, I have to work out every single day. And I know that people say you should take days off, and I know I've talked about this on prior podcasts, but I don't take days off. I mean, there may be an occasional day where I miss, because I'm traveling or I have a red-eye flight or something, but it's very rare. And I would say I can probably count on one or maybe one and a couple fingers how many times a year, I don't work out in some capacity in a day. The second thing is that the morning time is the best thought process before you clog your day with whatever else gets in the way of life's works, businesses, problems. The morning is the clearest that you can be throughout the day. So if you are able to combine those two things and you're able to exercise and also put your mind to work before your day really gets going, well, to me, that is the recipe of an amazing, successful day, week, month, year life. And I have been getting up at 4 a.m. to go work out for as long as I can think of. And in fact, it dates back probably to my freshman year of high school. I was a ski racer growing up in Alaska, and I had this coach that every morning we would wake up, I want to say it was at probably 5 at that time, 5 a.m, pitch black in Alaska because, well, it's Alaska. And no matter what the weather was, we would meet as a team and we would go for a run. We'd do some stretching, before our day got started. And, I remember, in the very beginning, I was like, there's no way I can get up at 5 a.m. to go run. And there's no way that I can do it when it's snowing or when it's raining or when it's sleeting or if it's windy or if it's minus 20 degrees. There's no way I can do that. And our coach, I remember at the time, he was this European guy named Jacques. He said, this is what we're doing, or you can go join another team. And I was like, whoa, this is serious. And, maybe I got lucky early on in life, but I got trained that you start your day with a workout. It is just what you do. It is how you can perform at your peak level, is by getting that workout in before your day gets started. There are people I know that say, I want to work out at the end of the day so I can blow off stress. Okay, maybe. But your head is clearest in the morning before you have the stress of the day that compounds upon you. And if you can combine when you're most motivated during that workout with, the clearest head that you have, imagine the stuff that you could come out with. And that's some of my best thinking is in the morning time I wake up at 4 a.m. pretty much every day. If I go out late, which for me means past 10 on a Friday or Saturday, I might sleep until 5 on a Saturday or Sunday morning. But I mean, I couldn't tell you what sleeping in past 6 a.m. looks like because I haven't done it in probably 20 years. So for me, it always starts in the morning. And as I think about, like what I accomplished in that morning, I mean, literally some of my best thoughts are obtained during my workout when my head is clear, when I'm pushing my body, to a sweat and exertion is when I start to think the clearest. And it's at that time when some of my best ideas, thoughts, and concepts come out. And I write everything down, as I've talked about. Like, I'm a huge believer in you have to write everything down, because it isn't just one idea. It could be a string of ideas over a period of time, combination of ideas. And so if you take advantage of this morning time and you put in a workout and you write things down and you think about the things that are, big, moving items that are in your business and your life, like, you will be amazed what you can come up with. But what ends up happening is people either don't work out and then they feel like crap, and then they eat like crap to further exacerbate how they feel, and then they complain about being tired and that they don't feel well. Those people who are habitually sick, and I don't mean to, be disrespectful to somebody who has a chronic illness, but like, I'm talking about the people who are healthy people minus their life choices of lack of exercise and eating, and then they're constantly getting sick because their immune system is compromised because they're not in peak physical condition or as best as they can be. And what ends up happening, is you then don't get accomplished in a day what you hope to accomplish because you're not feeling your best, so therefore you're not as motivated as you would otherwise be. The other thing about, the morning workout is it teaches you discipline that you can then apply in your everyday life. So what do I mean by this? Every day I don't feel like going to the gym, but I do. And when I get to the gym every day, I don't feel like pushing in a hard workout or even sometimes completing the workout, but I do. And as I think about, all the things or all the times that I've had to push through, like maybe I'm doing a chest and tri day, and I'm doing some abs before doing cardio, and I think, man, I'm tired after tries. I'm gonna skip abs and just kind of walk on the treadmill for cardio. If I do that, I'm cheating myself, nobody else, myself. And if I'm willing to cheat myself in the most important time of the day, where else am I gonna cheat myself? Where else am I gonna cut corners, for a quicker, easier path that might be detrimental to my long term? And I think as you start to think about your morning routine and you start to, begin each day with a workout, it really sets the tone for the day. And if you're able to fight through and have an amazing, workout, and even when you're not feeling your best, what ends up happening is when you face those things in work and your business and life, hell, your relationship, what happens is you start to realize that you can rise up to become your best even when things are not going great. And that is really what can help define you, both as a person, as a business owner, as a husband or wife, and really can help you get to that next level. And so, today I really just want to talk about, how do you be the best version of yourself? And to me, there are two things that every single person on this earth should focus on. Number one is you have to exercise every single day. And if you don't agree with this, you're just wrong. The second is do it in the morning. I know it's hard. I know there's a million excuses that you can make as to why you can't do it. Do it in the morning. Get it done. Maybe you don't have time to go to the gym. Fine. There's a million workouts online and in different apps that you can find that you can do from home, even without weights. Don't skimp out on yourself. Don't cheat yourself, because that will set up who you are as a person, who you are as a business owner, and who you are as a leader, and you don't want to be that person. So start your day with a workout, clearest thoughts happen, write everything down while you're doing it, and go be the best versions of yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.